Welcome to an A to Z of emotional intelligence. Today we're going to look at C for control. So we're talking about self-control and impulse control. Both really important areas of our emotional intelligence. It's a real good areas to practice to improve our emotional intelligence. So what are self-control and impulse control? So they are our ability to resist or delay an impulse or a temptation to act. So if you've got high self-control, high impulse control, you're able to highlight those situations, understand those people, understand your behaviors and make changes so those situations add value to you and others around you. They are a positive situation, not a negative. If you have low self-control, low impulse control, you're unable to resist those urges and those temptations or those impulses or delay those impulses to act in that moment. And if we're unable to do that, then there is obviously consequences for us. If we're unable to act and unable to fight off those temptations, then it can have huge impacts on our personal well-being, our mental well-being, the well-being of other people around us, financial well-being, and of course our careers and our professional development as well. So there's a real incentive for you here and a real incentive for us to really improve and understand our self-control and our impulse control. So what I want to do is share with you an activity today where you'll be able to highlight certain areas that don't add value or situations that you've been in the past. Look at how they make you feel. Look at the behaviors that you've carried out in that situation and what the outcome was. And then how do we flip those and turn it into those situations into a positive so we can really work and improve our impulse control and self-control. So I'm going to pause for a second now. Go and get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, and then we'll make a start. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for going and grabbing that piece of paper and a pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a table on the screen now for you to see so we can start to work our way through them. So there you go. So again, please do just pause the video and you copy out that grid on your piece of paper. Nice one. All right, cool. So you can see there. So the first one is, and we're only going to look at, two situations here. Please feel free to highlight as many as your others and work through them. Or if you want more support, do get in touch. So let's have a look. So the situational behavior. So let's share a personal one that many of us fall foul to. So the situation is every time I go shopping or I go online, I end up buying something. A pair of shoes, a pair of trainers, a new outfit. So what emotions do we feel when we do that? So again, we might have a range of different emotions. Really think about certain emotions that you feel. Do you feel happy that you've bought it? Do you feel ecstatic? Even better than happy, you feel ecstatic. Or do you feel guilty? Do you feel sad that you know that you shouldn't be doing it, but you can't stop yourself and you do it? Think about those emotions, okay? So what are your behaviors then? So those emotions hit you, but then your behaviors are you click buy. Or if you're on certain, shopping websites, you can do one click buy and then it's bought and it's done, it's on its way. If you're out, you can't walk past a shop. You will go in if there's a sale on and you'll buy something. Those are your behaviors. So what's the outcome? So the outcome is you have another article of clothing or you have another object that you've bought, but you don't necessarily need. So then you start to feel guilty. You then end up having to send that article back or take that article back. It causes friction in your home because it can have a financial impact. You can't afford it. You start paying interest on it. All of those situations are the outcomes of not being able to control that urge, that impulse to go and buy. So there's the first example. So now let's look at that second row. This is where we can make the change. So now we know that example, we've got it. So again, put that in that first box. Second one, what emotions do you want to feel? So again, you may just want to feel calm, composed. You may want to feel happy. So really think about the emotions that you want to feel when you're in that situation. So now let's think about how you change that behavior. So a couple of examples may be, and this is what you can think about, is remove the one click on the website. Reduce the amount of time you look surfing on these certain shopping websites. There's one behavior you can do. Secondly, if you're going shopping, potentially, don't take your credit card with you, so then you've got no availability to buy it. Avoid the shops with sales, and if you see a sale sign, don't go into it. Plan out your route around town where you need to go while you are going shopping. Or even ask yourself, do I need to go shopping today, or am I just going in because I know I will end up buying something? So all those are actions. So then what's the outcome? You don't have a useless or an unneeded item. Financially, you're better off. You've got more time because you're not having to take time to take it back, package it back up, send it back. There's no grief from anybody else in your household because you haven't bought something that you don't need. And overall, you feel better for it. Great system. So there's one example. Second example now could be in work. So again, what is the situation or the task or the trigger? So let's say, for example, you're working with an individual. So there's a certain person, when you see them, they make you frustrated. They make you angry. What are then your behaviours? You're short with them. You only deal in the negatives with them. You're always looking for the things that they've done wrong. You don't interact with them or build a relationship with them. What's the outcome? You're not adding value relationships in work, so you don't feel the best in work. That individual doesn't have a relationship with you, so won't want to give all while they're in work. Their work may be impacted and your work may be impacted. So again, let's go down to the second row. Let's flip it. So we know the person. So now let's look at how you want to feel. So again, do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel in control of the situation? So what are your behaviours? So let's think about it. You know you're going to have a meeting with that person, or you know that person's coming in. Take 5 deep breaths. Take some time to center yourself and understand what you want to do. Or if you do have to meet that person, let's look at some actions of saying, okay, let's deal with the facts. Let's know what I want to say to that person. Let's be fully prepared for that meeting or that interaction. Behaviors. Let's continue with those actions that we've just talked around, right? So let's make sure that we act with integrity and we pull that across. So then the outcome is we have a good relationship with that individual. It doesn't need to be fantastic, it's just a professional relationship. That person feels comfortable in work, they know where they stand, and they know what they have to do. You again feel comfortable with that situation, with that person, and you're not carrying that anger and emotion into your other job, so the rest of your job turns out better. It is a better situation for you. So again, there are a couple of examples, one personal, one professional. Use that grid to think of certain other situations that happen, certain other triggers for you, both in your personal life and your professional life. Again, be honest with yourself. If you do want any more support with it, or you want to share any of those triggers, please do share them with me. Share them in the comments, or do get in touch with me and we can have a one-to-one session on looking at identifying your triggers and how you can make those situations beneficial to you to improve your self-control and your impulse control. Promise you, taking the time to have a look at them will have a real positive impact and will help you improve your emotional intelligence. So once again, thank you for joining me today. Hopefully we're building a bit of a toolkit now and improving our emotional intelligence each and every day. My contact details are at the end of this video if you want to know more or find out more about what I do. Have an amazing day. Thank you for taking the time to come on this journey with me, and I'll speak soon.